We're currently engaging you in through collaboration in a number of different ways, and we wanted to spend some moments this morning to let you know about the variety of different collaborative initiatives that you're involved in and others that you could consider being involved in over the next year. We have several years of experience convening and leading a number of collaborative initiatives, bringing companies together to address sustainability challenges that are too systemic and complex for any one company to tackle alone. Our history of collaboration is very long, and we've been involved in setting up and evolving several initiatives that are now large collaborations in the world. For example, the EICC and the Global Network Initiative, as you can see. Today, we run over 20 collaborative initiatives, engaging over 200 companies. And these initiatives provide safe and organized platforms through which you can engage in meaningful collaboration with peers and your stakeholders, sometimes including civil society and government and authorities, to tackle global issues and work on the global challenges through sharing best practice, setting and understanding principles that help to change business norms, and driving collective action that creates and catalyzes sustainable solutions. As BSR, we're also working through partnerships with others through coalitions such as We Mean Business and the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, which you'll hear much more about in the next panel, so I will not spend more time on that. But as I said, this morning, I'd like to just highlight our current portfolio of initiatives and share with you some of the great achievements that have been made possible with your collaboration this year. So some of our work is based on industry-specific collaborations. They range from healthcare working group, where we have a number of different healthcare companies working together on topics around access to medicine, ICT companies working together on solutions to how to power an internet with 100% renewable energy, luxury companies looking at sustainability issues within their own supply chains, shipping companies working together on safety and how they can improve safety performance of their crew, and a number of fleet-owning companies who are looking at how they can drive scalable solutions for future fuels. Just calling out a couple of achievements of this year. The Healthcare Working Group, for example, back in 2013, developed the guiding principles for access to healthcare that was signed by CEOs of the 13 of the major healthcare companies in the world. This year, in 2015, that group has successfully worked on enhancing the consistency, comparability, and utility of access to healthcare metrics, which is going to be really important for looking at how the industry will be able to compare and improve its own performance on this area. The Future Fuels Initiative has been working together on developing tools that can help them to scale sustainable solutions for fuels. And this year developed their first fuel tool that has been open sourced to fleet owners and others to help them quickly identify sustainable and scalable solutions. Corporate fleets can now measure and understand the full value chain of social and environmental impacts of fuels that they buy. The second set of types of groups that we run look at how we can enable the procurement process to be used as a mechanism to incentivize better performance through your own supply chains. Examples of how we use the collaborative model range from a group like the Center for Sustainable Procurement Roundtable, which engages companies to look at how they can improve the capacity of their procurement teams to integrate environmental, social, and ethical criteria into procurement more generally. And then we have value chain specific groups like Rail Sponsible and Clean Cargo Working Group, which enable companies to collect data and report it in a standardized format, and it enables you to efficiently use that information to make procurement decisions based on environmental and other sustainability performance criteria. Just by way of example of achievements from groups like these this year, the Clean Cargo Working Group now includes over 20 ocean going carriers that represent more than 85% of global trade carried by ocean. Since 2009, this group of carriers have been able to offset 50 million tons of CO2 emissions with an average reduction of 16%. And the companies who are working in this group can use the information that basically is generated by Clean Cargo to select carriers based on their environmental performance. The standing of this group and the experience that it has now generated has also enabled us to take a position on some of the global issues that are happening with the IMO, and as we go forward to COP, to put forward the perspective of the shipping industry on the global regulations that will be coming. So it's a great way for companies to be able to work across both business and the rest of your stakeholders on such issues. Another type of groups that we have are around responsible sourcing, business ethics, looking at anti-corruption, human rights, areas where there are principles that exist, but companies could use collaboration to share best practice and how to implement these principles within your supply chains, whether it be on implementing the Ruggie principles and human rights, or looking at new markets and where principles should be established right from the beginning. Examples of work that we have achieved this year: the Myanmar Responsible Sourcing Group are engaging collaboratively in Myanmar to promote the rule of law and responsible sourcing environment. In 2015, the group actively supported the US government dialogue on labor reform in Myanmar and pushing to ensure the new national minimum wage is explicitly applied to the apparel industry. Also in 2015, the Maritime Anti-Corruption Network has grown to including more than 65 companies working together on anti-corruption programs, and are also working collaboratively in country where corruption is prevalent to the membership. We started a project in Argentina at the end of last year to look at a specific corruption issue in the vessel clearance process, and we're very pleased that already within 1 year, this year, we've been able to move forward with the authorities to push a legal reform that will be implemented this year, and shows the power of companies being able to work with authorities to establish appropriate grievance mechanisms and transparency within a process that enables better business conduct and performance in the supply chain. Another type of groups that we have been developing over time is looking at really frontier issues, topics where they're becoming more and more important to you as businesses and to society. And they range across from topics around sustainable lifestyles, where a group of companies are engaging to influence consumer behavior change. This group is live testing consumer messaging around sustainability to see what works and what doesn't when it comes to influencing greener purchases and encouraging recycling. We have a group called the Business Coalition for Population Health, which has been established in collaboration with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. And this platform is bringing together the cross-industry leaders to address health, wellness, and prevention challenges across their entire value chains. And lastly, we have the Ecosystem Working Group, which has been providing a platform for companies to strategically engage around managing impacts and dependencies on natural capital, biodiversity, and ecosystem services. This group this year has worked from beyond developing tools and frameworks to implement natural capital accounting, to also engaging with public sector stakeholders on this important topic and reviewing what is different in the application of scope and approach across the two sectors as natural capital accounting becomes ever more important for companies and society. Finally, we have groups that enable you to improve your own capacity internally to work on the range of sustainability issues. We have groups that are talking about stakeholder engagement, how to improve stakeholder engagement as companies and learn from each other and develop best practice. And the same with sustainability reporting. So if there are members in your organizations who would really benefit from learning from each other on that type of skill set, then we very much encourage you to think about bringing them along. Before I close, I'd just like to take this opportunity to introduce you to two new initiatives that we'll be launching this coming year. Investing in women is an initiative that we are launching in partnership with the International Centre for Research on Women and the Oak Foundation, which will provide a cross-sector platform for companies to engage in opportunities to share, learn, and design effective approaches to women's empowerment. The Regional Adaptation Initiative has been launched in partnership with the International Development Research Centre and will explore opportunities to build climate change adaptation and provide a platform for collaborative action between companies, suppliers, and governments to invest in climate resilience. So that's it from me. I hope that we have taken this opportunity to whet your appetite to learn more about our collaborations and how you can get more involved. Please do speak to any of the staff here. You can email us on this email address, and we look forward to continuing to work on these important issues together in collaboration with you. Thank you.